के साथ ही गुन्नो आओ आओ तो फोटो ले लिए इधर
दौड़ के जा
आओ जल्दी आओ
जल्दी आओ
दौड़ कर आओ दोनों मैम के बीच में खड़े हो जाओ
ए गुन्नो
देखो ये कौन है क्या नाम है
बताओ गुन्नो कौन हो आप
गुंजन क्या बात है
आप भी आ रहे हो आप
जेब में डाल के ले जाएंगे
पर्स में तो आ जाओगे बिल्कुल आप पर्स में आ जाओगे आप
नहीं
हैं
ये बिछा दो कार्पेट कहाँ संभालते फिरेंगे तीले वाला वही ठीक है ना वो ठीक
बाय
तेज हो गई है बहुत बहुत तेज हो गई एक्टिव
कौन
गुन्नो गुंजन
कितने बजे का टाइम है 5:30 5
Where is Sita?
क्या बात है
Where she is? You know? You don't know? Okay, she said okay.
Hi, how are you?
फोटो सेशन
My father was 20 years old and Rorik Saab was 60 when they met here in this cottage in Nagar, 1942.
Oh.
That's what I've written about. There's a whole chapter in my book about that meeting between the two.
So nice.
How that mental makeup happened in my life.
So sweet, Deepti.
Oh my God. Thank you, my God. Thank you. We need to clap for it.
No, not for me. Why me?
You wrote the book.
of the day
Huh?
As far back as I can remember, after my college, this has been my life, cinema. And because I was always interested in writing, whenever I was not working on a film project, I would be writing something or the other. I have so many writing files in my laptop that it's sometimes very, very confusing.
Так все это время я снялась в 103 фильмах. И поскольку я еще также очень люблю писать, то все свободное время, когда я не снималась, я писала. Поэтому у меня очень много файлов в компьютере, очень много моих писаний.
Since you're an actress, how do you, what is this right? Where is this, you place yourself, your writing? Where do you place your writing? And I've always felt that it has been with me ever since I was in school. So it's not something separate. It's not something, if you choose to, if you're living a creative life, any medium. I graduated with painting as my major subject, which came to me from my mother. Writing, I suppose, came to me from my father. And my desire to be an actress came to me from movies and my mother's dreams and listening to all of her stories. So I guess when you're a creative person, you don't have to really demarcate so much. You don't have to separate them. The process still is somewhere the same. You need to create. You need to express yourself through whichever medium. So whichever medium is at hand at that time. If I'm doing a role, then I'm immersed in that 100% or maybe more. Yeah. And then if I'm writing, then at that time I'm totally a writer. Then it doesn't matter whether I have a film project or know what my identity is, whether I'm known as a film star. I don't care a bit at all about that. And if I'm painting, then it's a joyous thing that I love doing. So always intermingled. I have flown in and out of these different mediums of expression and carried on my work, which is to interpret my life or life around me through my work.
Меня часто спрашивают, а вот вы, несмотря на то, что вы актриса, какую роль в вашей жизни занимает вот написание книг, вообще написание чего-то? И я бы хотела сказать, что если вы творческий человек, то нельзя разделять такие вещи. Например, вот это вот.
So it doesn't matter what you do if you want to express yourself. So you can do it through art or, as you said,
Yes, as you know, when you are acting, definitely a lot comes from experience, from observation of life. That's what I call it. I mean, I don't say experience like, I mean, I've played various roles and not all come out of experience, but observation of life around you from the story.
characters, not the bad ones. So the question is, perhaps you have some recommendations for parents who grow their children, what they should show to their kids, what kind of movie, or you can share your own experience, what your parents wanted to show you when you were little.
Сейчас это question. Елена спрашивает, что поскольку она занимается с детьми, то она также говорит, что русские люди очень любят индийские фильмы. И вообще, когда она часто показывает детям на занятиях фильмы, и как вопрос такой, что бы вы посоветовали родителям, что родители должны привить своим детям?
Sometimes every 10 years the trend changes. You know, you have we in India we had 10 years of romantic films with Mr. Rajesh Khanna. Then 10 years of Angry Young Man with Amitabh Bachchan. Then another 10 years with Shah Rukh Khan, the confused lover. I don't know how to define it.
Ну, в общем, тенденция такая, что у нас, допустим, в Индии каждые 10 лет меняется тенденция, допустим, 10.
So I think Shah Rukh should be given more credit for doing the romantic. Yeah, we should give him his place. So it.
Который повиновался, это прозвучало имя Шах Рукх Хана, но она говорит, что, наверное, он романтический герой, такие фильмы создает в большей степени.
So you know, when we were young, when we were children, of course we were shown films which had some kind of. Every film had a lesson.
Yeah.
Every film had a message. So our parents would take us to those films. Sometimes they were patriotic films. You know. Films like Jaagte Raho or Do Aankhein Baaran Haath. Yeah, so many of those. Even Jis Desh Mein Ganga Bahti, Raj Kapoor films. As a child, I do remember I loved Raj Kapoor films because each film had a very stark message.
Которые имели идею, и они давали какой-то определенный урок. Также это патриотические фильмы. В общем, в детстве мне очень нравились фильмы с Радж Капуром.
So, by the time
В России тоже все знают Радж Капура.
Yes. When I went to Tashkent for a film festival, the dinner first day, everybody was dancing to Mera Juta Hai Japani, including us.
Когда говорит, она говорит, что когда я ездила в Ташкент на
As an actress, I've done that many movies. Then, as a director, I have made a film called दो पैसे की धूप चार आने की बारिश, and which is on Netflix. You can all watch it.
Как режиссер я создала фильм, значит, там у него название на хинди, да, этот фильм можно всем посмотреть на Netflix.
Two pesos for sunshine, 4 hours for rain. दो पैसे की धूप, two पैसा वापस cents, 2 cents sunshine and $4. No. You can't. Okay. Whatever. Just it's called दो पैसे की धूप चढ़ाने की It's okay. Mandalay Palace, the moat around the palace. They lived right across the moat on the street facing the palace. And there would be such lovely little stories I would hear from her. And this went on for years. Of course, we would want to hear the same stories over and over again. Mama, wo sunao na, wo sunao. So it was that, I also say in the book that I was never taught stories out of the Ramayana or Mahabharata because in our home, somehow that never came up. My mythology was the stories from Burma and the stories that came from family history, family experience. And a lot of stories, of course, also came from the partition and the exodus of Indians from Burma, how they crossed over, and all those are the stories that formed, and I think that the art of storytelling, before I have 2 books. Sorry, I'm going.
That's okay. I will summarize it. Значит, сказала, что в моей жизни главным человеком была, можно сказать,
Expressionistic. Yeah. So I think it just comes with when you continue, your own your individual style emerges, and you have to be honest in art. Cannot be dishonest. Not in acting, not painting, not writing, nothing.
Was it the same?
It's all about being honest.
Other mediums as well?
Yeah. Yes.
вопрос был такой, что как вам удалось сохранить себя, несмотря на то, что на вас было оказано влияние также других великих мастеров.
Okay, I wanted to give you a little flavor of the book because it is my memoir. So I was going to read little bit something, the first opening prologue, I think, to the book. First lines that I have written is, memory rushes back at times.
Так, я хочу сейчас прочитать пролог книги, чтобы дать вам представление небольшое. Так, что память очень быстро приходит.
Pulls me by my finger, eggs me on, saying, come, let's go into those dark chambers where you stood in the light, rejoicing a life yet to unfold. Getting dark in the city of Amritsar.
В городе Амритсаре стемняется.
Shops are shutting down.
Магазины закрываются.
Street lamps come on, casting dim yellow pools of light. Street lamps.
Уличные начинают зажигаться желтым цветом уличные фонари.
Rickshaws and bicycles hustle to make their way home.
Рикши и велосипеды спешат домой.
A handcart loaded with gunny bags wobbles down the street.
Запряженная лошадью спешит по улице.
Even Dwarka's kite shop is winding up. The old Sardar tailor pulls his rickety shutter down, gets on his bicycle and pedals away.
Закрываются магазины, люди останавливают свои велосипеды.
Shani's voice can be heard. She's urging her buffaloes home. Shani, her voice can be heard. She's urging her buffaloes home.
Можно слышать, как зовут быков домой.
Grubby little boys, the mochis, play outside in the gully, and behind the threshold of the patak, the big iron gate, 2 little girls, 2 little sisters, Bobby and Dolly, go about their lives.
Мальчики играют на заднем дворе, и с ними там две девочки, две маленькие девочки.
The little urchins, boys, they are playing. Seems like it's from hundreds of years ago, but it actually dates back to 1956.
Кажется, что это произошло 100 лет назад, но на самом деле это было в 1968 году.
It's one of my earliest memories in which I'm like 4 years old.
Тогда мне было около 4 лет.
It's the street I remember the most, the street on which I lived.
Больше всего я запомнила улицы, на которой я жила.
A little girl darts out of a house crying, I want to go to my mama.
Маленькая девочка плачет, я хочу к маме.
Come back, shouts my nanny from inside the big gate.
Вернись, вернись, кричит моя няня.
No, I want to go to my mama.
Не хочу к маме.
Your mama has gone to the cinema, you get in here at once.
Мама пошла в кино, она скоро придет.
I will also go to the cinema, she retorts and runs down the street.
Я тоже хочу пройти в кино.
There's a muffled grunt in the sky and the breeze changes.
Вдруг в воздухе что-то сверкает и меняется направление ветра.
The sky turns red.
Небо.
The wooden shutter of Gyan Halwai's shop tilts and slips out of its clamp.
И деревянные ставни также начинают хлопать и падать.
He stands with his arms outstretched, holding it with all his strength. I say Malai Lassi strength, but to make life easier. With all his strength against the wind, his lungi threatening to fly off. The wooden shutter of Gyan Halwai's shop.
Да. Удержать свои одежды, чтобы их не сдуло ветром.
A rickshaw puller pedals backward and sideways. The world seems to slant at the edges. Dust storms the streets. My Selby's voice cuts through the mayhem. Stop, I say. Get back, girl. It's dark.
Няня говорит, закрывает свое лицо рукавом.
At her feet swirl particles of dust, torn scraps of paper, bright orange and pink trimmings from the tailor's shop, and gather momentum.
И у ее стоп пролетают афиши, различные предметы.
She stands still for a while, watching the little merry.
Достигает критического предела, что происходит между ними, какие отношения. Также госпожа Навал сказала, что сейчас гораздо больше свободы, гораздо больше способов выражения в фильмах. Если раньше в основном для женщин, да, если раньше в основном фильмы были мужчины и снимались, и режиссеры были мужчины, то сейчас полностью есть даже женские команды полностью снимают и играют фильмы женщины, поэтому сейчас гораздо больше способов выразить какую-то идею.
Yeah. The poetry is all personal.
But still you have different perspectives to it. If I read it, I may not feel the same emotion. Experience or the fact that you were on stage for such a long time that you've gotten that acceptance to it, or
not
what
acceptance, no. I don't know what people expect out of memoirs, but the reason, what I started with talking earlier, why I chose to write a memoir rather than an autobiography of my entire life, is because I just wanted to, I thought this is the stuff I want to share. Even if there are painful moments there, definitely there are. I mean, it has been cathartic to write it, to write this book. It has taken me, I mean, it started 20 years ago. There was a lot of research that went into it. I had to cross-check everything, historical facts. I've talked about family history, not only from one source, but from whoever. Anybody has a question? Anything? Yes? Yeah.
No, do you have a cordless mic?
दो तीन लाइन में अपनी बात कहना चाह रहा हूँ। फिर क्वेश्चन राइज हो रहा था कि मैं एक अच्छा रीडर
जी
और आपका पोस्टर देखा था मैंने 5-7 दिन पहले, तो मेरा ये मन था कि आपका प्रोग्राम अटेंड करूं, लेकिन मन में ये था कि बड़े लोग हैं, फिर फिल्मों से इधर आए हैं, शौक के लिए किताब लिखी होगी क्या लिखा होगा, और बहुत लिटरेचर पढ़ा मैंने, इंडियन भी, यूरोपियन भी, रशियन भी, दोस्तोवस्की वगैरह। लेकिन अभी जब ये आपने नरेशन पढ़ी और स्पेशली आपके फादर की, तो रियली मुझे लगा कि आप राइटर हैं ना कि फिल्मी लाइन से।
Oh, thank you. That is a huge compliment. I'm so wonderful. You don't know what that means to me.
Really, it's from my heart, and I'm really a very good reader. I read a book every week, I think.
Thank you so much. This means a lot to me because I've always desired to be known as a writer, because as an actress, I'm playing this persona, that character, some other character. It's always other people, but nobody knows me. People think I'm Miss Chamku or some sweet girl next door, which is so far from who. It has got nothing to do with me. That screen image has nothing to do with me. So
yes, really.
I look at her and I say, okay,
this
she
book
was
is just for
somebody
show off.
I knew briefly, you know. Yeah.
Yes. So it would be nice if we all can read this book.
Well, I'm really, I'm very embarrassed that the books have never gotten. I mean, they haven't reached here. This is the first book read which I'm doing without the book.
And yeah, so,
but they are saying that the books will be here tomorrow or day after.
But you are a reader, आप तो पढ़ते भी हैं और मैं I am not a reader, ठीक है, पढ़ती भी नहीं कुछ भी नहीं, लेकिन इनके जो शब्द थे ना, वो सब हम लोग विजुलाइज कर रहे थे.
Exactly. And the good writer is that कि वो आपके साथ involve हो सके, आपको लगे नहीं कि आप किताब पढ़ रहे हैं. That means the writer is really
especially
writer.
last line just about the emotional,
Yeah,
the heart-touching
yeah.
line. Really, I appreciate that.
So the way you wrote, and to be very honest, मुझे यही लग रहा था कि शौक के लिए किताब लिखी होगी मैंने. No, it was in my mind, but it's now 180-degree angle changed my mind after this narration. So my question is this: how could you turn it like this from to a film actress to this writer?
Yeah. See, poetry I was writing forever. I mean, in school days. In school, everybody writes poetry.
Yeah.
We all do.
From all of us who take part today in this program, thank you very much. Thank you, dear Deepti, because Deepti agreed to come here to take part. She came here to Nagar specially to take part in this function. So please, this special bouquet for you. This is some special sweets from Russia for you. Not only this. This is paintings by Nicholas Ryorik, dedicated to theater. Nicholas Ryorik painted special for theater. I think it will be interesting for you, especially because you are actress. So this is for you. And poems by our Russian poetess Olga Slepova, who came here a few years before, and Gautam Kashyap, he was translator of her poems. So these poems, they are in Russian and in Hindi. Yes, in Hindi. So, and this is special description from hardly from author, and wishing of light joyful to you, Olga Slepova. So this is. И, дорогие друзья, у нас есть наши русские гости. Я очарована вашей красотой. Вы прелестные, и нам очень радостно было. Это русская, от нашей команды, которая волонтеры, которые Россия, объединили средства
You have to sign all?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you here. I remember I met you here 4 years. So nice to meet you.
किताबों पे भी करना ही पड़ेगा।
दीप्ति मेरे लिए स्पेशल। क्या बात है, थैंक यू। क्या बात है। खत्म हो जाएंगे सारे।
उनके वर्कर्स के लिए उन्होंने कहा, उनके डेलीगेट्स के लिए हैं, रही नहीं कुछ।
मेरे पास
अच्छा नहीं
मैं आप उन्हीं के लिए साइन करवा रही हूँ।
यहाँ से